What's up, everyone? I hope that you had a wonderful day. Listen, thanks for tuning in to the Renaissance Man's podcast, and we've got some great stuff in store for you. We'll be right back. All right, guys, listen. I want to talk to you about how to be a better man, but we're going to talk about it from the Black Man edition, okay? There are a number of things that you can talk about to become or to be a better man. That really applies to all races and cultures of men. But I want to talk to you specifically about some things that I feel are very relevant for the Black man, and really, of course, any man in general. But in particular for the black man, because we're faced with so many challenges already. We're already faced with a number of negative impressions about who we are and what we do, what we stand for. At times it feels like our women are against us. It feels like society is against us. The police system, the criminal justice system, the education system, the employment system from an economic standpoint, spiritually, mentally, we have no shoulder to cry on. We have no one that we can depend. It's just a number of things that are specific to the man, but really to the Black man. And then not only on top of that, we're just trying to make it home alive out here. During the pandemic time, and there was a lot of times, where the police killings and violence was going on. I used to often joke around with people, but it was very true. They say, "How are you doing?" I said, "Listen, I'm just trying to make it home without being killed by police." And that kind of sums up a lot of the struggles that we have, that as Black men, we're just out here trying to make it and be the very best that we can. And so listen, me, Dante, listen, I'm your guy. I'm your advocate. I'm your brother. I'm here for you, and I'm here with you. So I'm gonna give you some pointers that's gonna help you out. And this comes from a standpoint of me being a father. I have 2 adult children. I'm a father, and I've raised kids, and I mention adult children because I've raised them to be adults. So I know I've gone through all of the phases, of childhood development. I've been in the military. I've been to war. I was married for 20 plus years. I was on the job for 21 years. I've got a large, vast background of experiences and things that I've been through. I have a brand. I work in corporate America. Played sports. I've done a lot of different things, which is kind of the Renaissance man's vibe that I present on my page, and it's kind of why I package everything into my brand to kind of give back to you guys. So let me get into the meat of it. But I just wanted to say that to let you know I'm not just some random guy out here putting up a video about being a good man. I've been where you are. I know where you're at. And I'm going to really dig into a lot of those things over the course of my channel and the podcast of what we're doing. But the very first thing that I want to say is, number one, you got to be resilient. Being resilient is so important for a Black man because you're coming against so many different things, from so many different influences and forces that are trying to take you down. So you got to be resilient. You have to have an inner strength about you that, I might get knocked down, but I got to get back up. I got to come up with another plan A, plan B, plan C, whatever the case is. I got to get up, shake the dust off myself, and I got to get back in the game. You got to be resilient. You can't stay down for long because the world wants to keep you down. They want to push you down and just keep you down. They want to put their foot on their neck, put their foot on your neck and keep you down, but you can't do that. You got to stay resilient. So I would say as a Black man, that's the number one thing that's really helpful for me, is that when I've been faced with oppositions in my life, I remain resilient. It doesn't mean that things are not going to come. It doesn't mean that things are not going to happen negatively in your life. But what it does mean is that, I'm going to get myself back up. I'm going to try again. All right. Number 2, handle your responsibilities. You got to handle your responsibilities. If you have things that you need to take care of, take care of them. You got your kids, you've got your job, you've got bills, you've got things that you have to handle. Handle your responsibilities. Don't put off hard tasks for later. If you got to do it, You got to do it. Just handle. You know, one thing that I do is I keep a schedule. You know, not really a schedule, but more like a to-do list of things that are important and things that I have to do. And you know, when I make out my plan for the year, that's one of the things that I do is I make categories of different things that I want to accomplish within a year, be it finances, self-care, spiritual, emotional, all of that, my children, my career, all of those things. And so you got to handle your responsibilities, pay your bills, try to get good credit, you know, try as best as you can to keep on top of your responsibilities. I know things are tight and those hard, but make it within your priority to handle your responsibilities. I was raised by a father that always had 2 or 3 jobs, multiple streams of income. My grandfather was the same way. So I know what it's like to have a man that's represented that way in your life, and you got to try to live that out every single day. Okay? Number 3, be a man of few words. You know, there's a Bible scripture that says that let your words be few and seasoned with grace, I believe it says. If you're always talking, you always got something to say, and it's just jabber, what you say is not going to have value. So be a man of few words so that when you do speak up, it has power, it has authority, and people will be more likely to listen to what you have to say. That goes even for your children and your family. You know, if you're always talking and always just, you know, giving advice, and those things are good, and I know it comes from a good place, but choose your words carefully and be a man of few words so that the words that you do speak will have power. Number 4, honor your word. And that kind of goes back to taking, handle your responsibilities, but handle your, honor your word. If you say that you're going to do something, do it. And that brings a certain amount of security to those people that are in your life, either your wife, girlfriend, significant other, your children. They're going to depend on everything that you say because they know that, man, listen, when dad says something, he's going to do it. When he says something, he's going to do it. You know, it might not be always in the timing that you want, but make sure you get it done. You know, and if you put your word out there, make sure you follow up with people and say, you know what, listen, man, I know I said that I was going to do that. Owe somebody some money. You said you was going to pay him back. Listen, I know I said I was going to pay you back that money. Listen, it's been a few weeks, been a few months. I got you. I haven't forgot about it. It's better to be proactive about your word than being reactive. So honor your word. That's a great characteristic for a man to have. And the final thing is kings. I know this isn't last, but certainly not least. It might be the first thing, but you got to know your worth. You got to know your worth, and only be around people that will affirm your worth of who you are, particularly in relationships, friendships. If people don't want to respect you and realize what you quote unquote bring to the table, I hate using that term because it's so watered down now, but if you're around people that don't know who you are, what you stand for, and the caliber of the man that you are, then you need to separate yourself from them, okay? I have to have this saying in my book that entitled Lean, that if helping you is hurting me, then we need to reevaluate that relationship. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it on this. These are just a few things I feel that have been helpful for me. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll hit you up on the next one. Listen, be the very best version of yourself. Don't let anything bring you down, okay? Die empty, and remember, I believe in you. We'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.